What's up, everybody? Episode 4 of the Beyond the Campus Sports Podcast. Today, I got my boy Drew Ezard joined with me. Drew and I, we go way back. And today's episode unofficially sponsored by Spring Nutrition because I really needed some caffeine before this. Has been a long day. I got Drew. Drew's a baseball player at Lindenwood. He transferred there. He'll start this fall at Lindenwood after a couple of good years at Lincoln Land. Drew, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me on, Avery. Been looking forward to this. You asked me, and I've watched your recent podcast. I'm a big fan, and I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah. So, just talk to us a little bit about, those 2 years at Lincoln Land, what you learned, playing the college game versus the high school game and that experience over there.
Yeah. I mean, college ball is definitely a lot different from high school ball. Better players, pitchers, the game's just faster. I mean, in high school, like playing 3 sports, so it was just like one sport at a time, but college just focusing on baseball. It was a grind, especially at that Juco level. You got to work for everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That Juco is a grind. I mean, you're playing a full schedule in the fall, full schedule in the spring, grinding out. Up in Illinois, you're grinding out in the basketball gym during the winters when basketball is supposed to be playing. So,
Exactly.
the hours of practice during the winters can be brutal too. So
setting up that gym for all those winter practices, man, it gets old, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah. Drew, tell me what's your favorite baseball memory off the top of your head? You have one that sticks out to you?
I would just say probably all the travel ball, like I went to Cooperstown, Gulf Shores. We went all over the United States pretty much, and just all those travel ball memories. And I mean, high school is different because you're playing with like the guys you grew up with, including you. Yeah. But travel ball is just chill. Good players all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I knew we've known each other for a while, and you were playing real competitive travel ball. I mean, when you were really, really young, obviously you're playing for the Lindenwood Warriors. I'm sure if somebody's watching this from, whatever state, like they played baseball when they were younger and they're about your age, they probably heard of the Lindenwood Warriors because you guys traveled. I mean, any state in the United States, it seemed like you guys were there. So it was a grind when y'all were younger. So that may have gotten you guys ready for, the Juco ball. Obviously, Ryan Mall, he was with you at Lincoln Land. He played on that same team. I mean, you guys played together. You guys were like 2 years old.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was I got to watch you a little bit, and it definitely seemed like a cool experience, something that, I wish they would have maybe had our age group. But talk a little bit. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's cool at Lincoln Land. I played with like probably 7 or 8 people like that I played travel ball with. We all went to Lincoln Land. So it's pretty much like a travel ball team at Lincoln Land.
Yeah.
And we all get to play together.
Yeah, that's what's cool about the college game is, sometimes you run into people that you haven't played with in a while and you're able to play with them. Talk a little bit about, obviously Lincoln Land was a JUCO. You finished your 2 years out there, decided on Lindenwood. Kind of what went into that decision? Why did you decide Lindenwood?
Lindenwood was the first to reach out to me, and it just felt like it wasn't too far. It's an hour and a half. It's not too far, but it's still close. But just their head coach is actually from Springfield. He's a Lanphier Lion.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it felt like home, and I'm just really looking forward to. I mean, last year was their first year D1. Just looking forward to turning that program around and just helping them out, and just really getting that school known.
Yeah, obviously, you mentioned it. They made the transition to Division I last year. What's your expectations? Going into year 2 of them being D1, but year 1 of you at the school playing Division I ball. What are your expectations for that?
Definitely just to compete with all the OVC teams.
Mhm.
I know we got like 15 new guys this year, so it's gonna be like a pretty much a new team. Um, just competing for that OVC tournament
Mhm.
and just take it game by game and one day at a time.
Yeah. You've bounced around. I know you played a little bit of first, a little bit of third. Catcher's been your main position. What 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 are you preferring right now? I know you've been banged up a little bit, so what are you preferring heading into
I
next year?
mean, since day one, I've always been a catcher.
Yeah.
I mean, I love catching. I love being in like every play.
Yeah.
I play first and third, and it gets boring just sitting there waiting for a ball to get hit to you.
Yeah.
Catcher, you're in it every play, every pitch. I mean, I just like controlling the game. It's like a quarterback. Um, just calm pitches, taking control of the game, having that good battery with your pitcher like me and you did.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So I mentioned it. You have been banged up. You've had some shoulder injuries. I mean, you talk to any college guy ever. I mean, they've had some sort of arm issue at some point. How's the body feeling now?
It's feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Just been working out this summer, haven't been playing,
Mhm.
just lifting and working and getting the shoulder right for the season.
Good, good. All right, we're gonna start throwing it back a little bit. I got some good information about your career now. Now we're gonna go back to I don't even know what year this was. I mean, this was probably if I think about it, it's probably like we're probably thinking like 2010 in your backyard. You're in the backyard right now. It looks a lot different than what it did back in whatever year that was. There wasn't a pool, there wasn't a putting green, no hot
Now,
tub. We're talking like a swing set and nothing
swing
but
set
green grass.
and a little playhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I would sit on one side of the backyard and I'd hit you ground balls, line drives, whatever.
Yeah. It
And
was
it would hit on
crazy.
everything. And what was my saying?
Well, we'd be out there for hours and you just be drilling ground balls, everything at me. I couldn't even get to them. I was just dead out there, and you just kept going and going. And you hit them so hard, I'd have to like play it off the fence or the swing set. You'd be like, "Read it, read it, read it." And those two words, holy cow! Those two words kind of got me like, man, this is fun. And you were in eighth grade. I was in fourth grade. I was like, this
Yeah,
older kid's hanging out with me.
yeah.
Like this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, and every time I come back over to the house, it's
Yeah,
your dad's always saying it. I mean, it's etched into the memory of the Ezard family.
got to. Yes, for sure.
And there's one other thing that really like comes to mind from that point of our lives, and that has to do with Kaylee. And we may see Kaylee's nickname come out when she watches this because she's not gonna want anybody to know. But what was the nickname we had for her?
GK, Grumpy Kaylee.
We used to do some very mean
Oh,
things to Kaylee. I mean, she was taking a nap in the middle of the day on a Sunday, and we would what were we even doing? We'd like stroll into her room while she's napping and like wake her
yep.
up. And
We would like
oh,
crawl by the bed and get up and scare her while she's sleeping. We would mess with her so much. It was
oh,
awesome.
so much. And I remember one time I was on my way out and we had like just woke her up or something. I was like, "Bye, Kaylee." I yelled upstairs and she's like, "I hate you." Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Oh,
And
we had
Sunday she was grumpy.
every Sunday. Every Sunday, GK was coming
Yep.
out.
Yep.
Every Sunday. Oh, those were funny times. Oh man. Think back now. This isn't too far away. I guess maybe it is kind of far away. I guess 5 years now, maybe going on six. Your freshman year um of high school. We were we got to play together. You were a freshman, I was a senior. Um, I think it was one of the cooler things I've been able to do. First off, because we were able to build a really good relationship, not just with each other we already had, but with everybody around us. Talk a little bit about that season, what you can remember from that season, just some of the memories that bring you back to that year.
First of all, I remember you picked me up for practice because you could drive, I couldn't,
Yeah,
obviously. and you were the first one to ever play this song to me. It's called Chicken Fried. And ever since that day, I was like, wow, this is a good song. And I always sing it every time it comes on. And I think of that car ride to the practice field.
That's
But
hilarious.
we had a really good team that year. And
Yeah.
I know had some highs and lows, but once we like snapped that losing streak and won like how many was in a row? Like 15 maybe.
It was like 12, 15 in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on fire. No one could stop us.
Yeah. That was
But
another thing.
still got some nightmares.
Oh yeah.
But
That'll live.
it was a
That'll
good
live in our hearts.
season.
That'll live in our hearts for a while.
Yeah.
But
No, but I wouldn't change that season at all. That was really fun, especially from my first year of high school.
yeah, that was. I mean, it's cool to think back, and there haven't been a ton of guys that have done it, since us too. But like, thinking back and just thinking of the opportunity Coach Bunner gave me as a freshman, and I remember my freshman year like it was yesterday. Playing with Connor Strimlaw, Braxton, Chris, Noah, all those guys, and now he gave you that opportunity as a freshman, and it's cool that we had the opportunity to do that, and
Yeah,
he
for sure.
to play us young. So yeah, I was actually going to ask you about we went on that like 12 in a row, I think it was, maybe more than that, where we just like rattled them off at the end of the year. Some of it it helped that we were playing Decatur Eisenhower, Decatur MacArthur, but I mean,
hey, we don't speak that.
no. But we got some big wins too. We swept Quincy to end the year.
Yeah.
I want to say I think we started the win streak with like a win over U-High, and U-High was really good.
Yeah.
I think Chris got the win.
Chris was good.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So let's transition. Obviously, I mentioned it earlier. You played a little bit with Ryan and Will in college. Those guys, neither one of them are going to continue to play after this year, right?
They're not.
Yeah. So talk a little bit though about what it's like to, and you also mentioned you played with 7 guys that you played travel ball with. Talk about how cool that is to grow up, and obviously you play high school with some of them, and then continue to play throughout college with them.
Yeah. No, I mean, going JUCO is probably the best decision for me, especially Lincoln Land, so close to home. Great coaches, just a great atmosphere, and like great team to be on. Yeah. I'm very thankful for that opportunity they gave me. And just like people can say like JUCO, you don't want to go JUCO. Like, I mean, obviously it was my goal to go D1 out of high school, both COVID and everything. JUCO has just felt right.
Yep.
And JUCO ball, they have some guys. Heartland won the national championship. I mean, Parkland, they're all good.
Yeah.
But just having that, like getting that JUCO grind, just like D1, like people have the field crew do stuff for them, like nutrition, fitness, all that. I mean, we had to do that on our own, take care of our own field, like lift on our own, like know what to do. Just having that behind my back now, and like knowing how to do things, it really taught me a lot, and just that work ethic.
Yeah. I mean, like we've mentioned it a couple times. I mean, it's a grind at the JUCO level. Now you're on and you're playing on turf, right? Lindenwood's turf, so the field work is much easier now. But
looking forward to.
Oh yeah. You played on turf your whole life. I mean, you pretty much were raised on turf.
Pretty much, yeah. Was very grateful for that too.
Yeah, I know. I know that your mom was thankful for that as well, because when we played in high school, it just seemed like you always had the dirtiest jersey after the game. So I know she was happy about not having to wash the pants every night.
Yeah. So. I would sweat so much catching, like the dirt would just like turn into mud pretty much. Yeah.
That was how it was that regional championship game. I mean, it was so hot, and it went to like 13 innings, and I was sitting back there, and it was like no wind, sun's beating down, and like our dugout, like the sun was beating straight down into it, so like there was no shade anywhere. Like I thought I was gonna pass out during the game. It was nuts. But
That was tough.
how many no-nos have you caught in your career?
I have no idea, but I know more than half of them are catching you.
I had to see if there's any others.
I don't think there is. Maybe one or two, like with like just Ryan Mall,
Yeah.
Garrett Meyer, like facing some of those other teams, but you definitely have the most.
Two.
You had two?
I had two. Well, I guess one of them was a perfect technically, but
I know Lanphier, that was
Pittsfield.
perfect.
Yeah, no, Lanphier was a no. It was Pittsfield.
No.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
But,
I just remember Lanphier one because they had Chad Sainer and
yeah,
he's going to Creighton now. So
is he really?
yeah,
He's just a PO, I believe, though, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Springfield's. I thought for the longest time you were going to go to SIU, or not SIU, Springfield.
UIS.
UIS. Yeah. I thought, but their head coach left, the one that you knew, right?
Right. Yeah, they were talking to me, and it was between pretty much Lindenwood and UIS.
Yeah.
And yeah, he ended up leaving, going to Northern. So
Okay.
yeah.
Did he talk to you at Northern?
No, I was already committed at the time.
I got you. I know. I tried to talk you into coming down to Mississippi, but I knew there was no chance because you're too big of a homebody.
Yeah, I don't think I can go that far. I just can't do it.
G's not gonna let you go that far either.
No, she won't.
All right. Last thing I got for you. Let's think back. This would have been maybe week 2, week 3, football, senior year, my senior year, your freshman year. You're playing tight end. You run an out route, right? And I need to see one sec. All right, I got a piece of paper right here. Let me.
I don't know.
Let me ball it up real quick. I put a ball, right here for him, and it's
Balls.
like it was in his hands, and he just threw it down. Like it was like he didn't want to have the catch.
Dude, the game is so much quicker than it looks. That ball got on me so fast. I didn't even know the ball was coming at me. Next thing you know, something hits my hands. I'm like, wait, Avery threw me the ball?
I just remember it, and
Yeah.
I think the first person I talked to after the game was your dad. And he was like, Drew couldn't help you out.
No. And props to you too, though. You could sling it a little bit back in the day.
I tried my best, but no, that's a core memory. When I was thinking of, what can I bring up from the past? I went and scrolled on your Instagram to see what memories would pop up, and I saw a football picture, and that was the first thing that popped in.
I knew you'd bring that up. I was waiting for it.
I remember this summer before senior year, and there could be some guys that I don't talk to anymore that may be mad if they hear me say this, but I remember walking up to Coach Grounds and I said, Ty Phillips and Drew Ezard need to be 2 of my starting receivers week 1. And I said outside of them two, I don't care, but those 2 guys need to be on the field. And you guys got a little bit of time, but that was a rough.
Yeah, that was a long season for sure.
That was a long season. I've never been in a football year that long.
Yeah.
But Drew, I appreciate you for joining me. It's always good to talk to you. Next time I'm home, I'll stop by.
For sure. Get back in that hot.
We'll get in that hot tub. Yep.
Yep.
We'll make sure Andy Ezard's in that hot tub with us too.
All right. Thanks for on, Avery. I appreciate it.
Yep. Appreciate you. And everybody, thanks for watching episode 4 of the Beyond the Campus Sports Podcast.